The final AAA game of the night as far as the DYB World Series and the final game of the week. James Hardy with you. Big thanks to Jason Thompson helping us out. Had a few pre-game technical difficulties, but I think hopefully, knock on wood or aluminum in this case, that those have been taken care of. But we appreciate you joining us wherever you are across South Carolina, North Carolina, or wherever you're watching us across the good old US of A. James Hardy with you once again, as we'll have South Carolina come to bat on an awfully warm Thursday evening here in North Carolina. Lumberton, North Carolina, our site, and really have done a very, very fine job of hosting this 2018 DYB World Series. This is the AAA division that you are watching right now on field number 1 at the Pennington Athletic Complex. Current temperatures at 90 degrees. Of course, that August humidity makes it feel a lot hotter than 90 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Bryce Gillette will lead off for South Carolina, the shortstop, as we will give you that starting defense for North Carolina here in just a moment. South Carolina, of course, in their navy blue tops, also with the white bottoms, as the wind and first pitch is downstairs for ball 1. Our game time at 5:57 local time. AAA World Series underway as the Ozone World Series, the final game of the day, released across the Pennington Athletic Complex, in the final game of the week, coming up in about 30 minutes or so. 2 balls and no strikes. Wind in the pitch. That is on the inside corner for strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitch is bounced weakly up to the left side for Goodwin as he'll field and throws in time. 1 down. So let's get that out on the board for y'all now as we are underway. So Jacob Kelly to home plate. We'll also give you the rest of the starting order for South Carolina as the left fielder Jacob Kelly will take high for ball 1. Certainly a big appreciation to all of our folks from Dixie Youth Baseball, the city of Lumberton, North Carolina, Robert Williamson, Jason Thompson, Mike Rideout, Marty, Alex, and the rest of the folks that with JockJive.com that have helped bring us the action to you from Lumberton, North Carolina, all really not only this week, but the last 2 weeks as well. 1 ball and 1 strike. Popped up to the left side, and that will go out of play. We'll also throw in a little scoreboard poker there for you as far as balls, strikes, and outs, as well as the jersey number for the batter at home plate. And let us not forget as well as far as those poker hands that you know about out there. 1-2. Breaking ball high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tell you what, a hot afternoon. In fact, already sweating through my shirt here as far as just the humidity is concerned, and not really surprised when it comes to August. 2-2 is downstairs. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the South Carolina left fielder. We're just underway in the top of the first inning. We appreciate you for joining us. As the 3-2 is outside for ball 4. So Jacob Kelly represents the first base runner of the ball game for South Carolina. Keaton Bennett, the starting pitcher for South Carolina, to the plate. Looking at the rest of the South Carolina starting batting order, Logan Gadberry, the right fielder, on deck, has the strike on the inside corner. M.J. Hornsby, the second baseman, batting 5th. Will Yancey, the catcher, batting 6th. Andy Salvado, the first baseman, batting 7th. 0-1. That's high. 1 ball and 1 strike as the runner going to second on the wild pitch will be Jacob Kelly. So a runner in scoring position as the pitch is swung on and missed for strike two. One ball and two strikes with one out. This is the championship game, a winner-take-all championship game. So the winner will get the AAA DYB World Series for two. Technical difficulties for a moment, but back on as two down now after a strikeout of Keaton Bennett. As we're at the cleanup batter in the order for South Carolina in Logan Gadberry, the right fielder, who gets ahead in the count now. 3 balls and 1 strike with a runner at second base. 2 down. As the pitch is taken outside corner. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Gadberry. So we're at the top of the first inning as the wind and stepping off the rubber will be the North Carolina starting pitcher. Hayden Robots, the starting pitcher for North Carolina, winds and deals, and a fly ball hit pretty well to center field as it goes over the head of McLean. As coming around third to score will be Kelly. And into second base with a 2-out, 2 RBI, with an RBI double with 2 outs, will be Gadberry. A good start for South Carolina, getting the first run of the ball game on the board. As Gadberry at second, as he'll be the number 5 batter in the order. For South Carolina, MJ Hornsby, the second baseman. They've had a ground out, a strikeout, a walk, and a double so far this inning for South Carolina, as the pitch will be inside. 2 balls and no strikes. I know probably some of you at home certainly enjoying the air conditioning and or the fans right now, but certainly feel like I'm sitting in a sauna right now on field number 1. As the pitch on the outside corner, 2 balls and 1 strike. Runner will go on contact at second base as Gadberry looks at as the pitch downstairs. 3 balls and 1 strike to Hornsby. 6-inning ball game, of course, as the two teams looking to grab that AAA World Series title. Pitch gets to the backstop for ball 4. On the walk is going to third on the wild pitch will be Gadberry. So put runners now at the corners. Already, well, just 1 hit in the inning, but it's a big one as far as that RBI double for Gadberry. Number 2, Will Yancey, the catcher, to the plate. As he'll get the sign and pitches high for Robots, as going down to second base. On the steal will be Hornsby. So stolen bases, check that. Roberts out on the mound for North Carolina. Trying to work out of trouble now. 2 down. Stretch and the pitch is called a strike at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike. We'll go ahead and take the 2 pair here as far as 1 and 1, 2 down with number 2, Yancey, at the plate. Line drive into right field. That's a base hit. 2 runs will score as Gadberry from third. And check that, holding and racing back into third ahead of the tag will be Hornsby. But into second on the throw will be Yancey. single RBI, and advancing on the throw will be Yancey. Gadberry to score. Make it now 2-0 in favor of South Carolina, as we will have time called for the North Carolina State Champions. Matt Hornsby, the coach for South Carolina, gives us an opportunity to kind of go over that rest of the Andy Salvado, the first baseman, coming up to the plate. Will be batting 7th. So far, a couple of runs have scored, and let's see, I think we've actually got a new pitcher coming on for South Carolina, replacing Roberts, and we'll tell you who that is after this. Yes, got it back up. It crashed the third time, but got it back up, and I think we're fine. All right, buddy. Salvado to the plate for South Carolina as two runners in scoring position with two down, and a new pitcher for North Carolina as the first pitch will miss for ball one. It's number 42 out on the mound as the pitch is a called strike. As giving you that specifics on the new North Carolina pitcher. We'll get that in just a moment, as it is now Fisher Goodwin on the mound as he now gets ahead in the count, 1-2 strikes. So Roberts just goes not even an inning, gets a couple of outs, but has already given up a couple of runs on the board as we're still in the top of the first. Grounder back to Goodwin as he'll field and then makes the toss over to first base in time. So 1-3 put out ends the inning for South Carolina, but a good start though to the ball game for them so far. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. So we go to the bottom of the first inning as South Carolina gets 2 on the board, and coming to bat will be North Carolina to see what they can do from the plate. You're watching the 2018 DYB AAA World Series on JockJive.com. Go to the bottom of the first inning as South Carolina has a 2-0 advantage. James Hardy with you. This is the AAA World Series, a winner-take-all game, so the winner gets the World Series trophy for this year. Bryce Gillette leading off for North Carolina at shortstop, followed by Jacob Kelly in left field. Keaton Bennett. Check that. That's the South Carolina orders. Keaton Bennett will be the one starting, though, for South Carolina. As for North Carolina, check that. It'll be Michael Peterson, the shortstop, followed by Will Jones, the catcher, and Fisher Goodwin, starting at third originally, but now the pitcher for North Carolina. As Bennett's pitch is bunted in front of Bennett as he'll field and toss over to first base in time. So Gillette grounds it to a 1-3 putout and quickly one down in the bottom of the first. Will Jones, the catcher, to the plate. Jones batting from the right side. Both teams with one loss coming into this winner-take-all title game. High pop-up. Will this stay in play? And it will. It's 2 down now. Quickly 2 down. In fact, 2 pitches and 2 outs. As Will Jones retired, we'll give you that South Carolina defense here in just a moment. As Isaiah Ori making the catch over at third. Pitch is grounded by Goodwin up the middle and through for a base hit. So North Carolina certainly not wasting time as far as jumping on the first pitch from Bennett so far from the mound. As Fisher Goodwin now reaches base and gives North Carolina their first base runner and first base hit of the ball game. Hayden Roberts to the plate, struggled from the mound as the first pitch high for ball 1. We'll take a look here later on as far as how these two teams got to this point. Wind in the 1-0. Hit high and deep to left field, but hooks foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jonah Campbell in right will bat 5th. Jordan Stiegel, the first baseman, 6th. Colton Creech in left field batting 7th. Brendan McLean in center batting 8th. Grayson Skipper at 2nd, 9th. Then Ethan Trexler 10th. Ryan Grisso 11th. And Tyler Kelly in the number 12 spot as far as the reserve players. Tapper foul right to our microphone as the count goes to 1-2. In fact, you could hear that impact of the foul ball wherever you're listening. And we appreciate you, of course, for joining us on JockJive.com. Pitch is on the inside corner. No, they'll say inside is just an appeal down over to first and no swing for our first base umpire. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Great scoreboard poker hand here. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. So we're going to go ahead and take that right now. As a bouncer foul. Wasn't able to get that. Well, we can still get to that since it's still 2-2 with 2 outs. Had the 4 kicker in there as well. Wind and pitch. Hit high into left field. That will drop down for a base hit. A little Texas League single into left field keeps the inning alive for North Carolina. So now 2 runners aboard. We'll go ahead and add those extra 2 runners aboard on your screen as Goodwin to second. And then Roberts on at first for Jonah Cantrell. Check that, Jonah Campbell to the plate. Campbell, the right fielder, as he'll have an opportunity and bounces one over to the right side as the field. And the toss over to second for the 4-6 fielder's choice will do it for North Carolina here in the first inning. So 2 runners left on base as North Carolina gets a couple of runners aboard but cannot score. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. We go to the top 2nd inning through 1. South Carolina 2, North Carolina nothing. This is the 2018 DYB AAA World Series title game on JockJive.com. North Carolina fails to score despite getting 2 base runners on base in the bottom of the first inning. James Hardy with you. This is North Carolina and South Carolina for the AAA championship game, a winner-take-all championship game. As we'd like to remind you, be sure to follow JockJive on Twitter and Facebook. On Twitter, we're at JockJive. And on Facebook, simply put JockJive Sports in the search engine. So we're at the number 8 batter in the order for South Carolina. Jacob Buell to the plate, the left fielder, who will take 4, ball 1. So South Carolina taking advantage of their opportunity in the first with a couple of runs on the board. As the pitch from Goodwin, a strike at the knees, as the count now at 1-1. South Carolina State champions from Midland, South Carolina, just outside of Columbia. As the pitch high to Buell. That's B-U-O-L on the spelling. As the count goes now to 2-1. We'll give you that text hotline number at the bottom of your screen. Upstairs on the 2-1, 3 balls and 1 strike. Eight, 9, and 10 batters for South Carolina as we have time called. So you've got Buell, Ori, and also Chance Cully to the plate. Left fielder, third baseman, and starting right fielder for South Carolina as the visiting team today. Just getting the second inning started. As South Carolina looking to add to their lead. Stretch and pitch for Goodwin on the 3-1. That will miss for ball 4. Leadoff walk for Buell. As coming up to the plate will be Ori. Isaiah Ori, starting third baseman, his first at bat of the ball game, as he'll take a strike 1 call. Isaiah Ori wearing number 12, as South Carolina batted 7 in the first inning. Runner at first, nobody out, as the bunt foul off to the right side. No balls and 2 strikes. Time to set up the defense for you for North Carolina. By the way, Ethan Trexler coming into left field as a substitution defensively for North Carolina. Breaking ball called at strike 3, so good morning, good afternoon, and good night for Ori. A backwards K on the scorecard that time. 1 down. As coming to the plate, Cully rather, for South Carolina. With the number 10 batter. As we're getting to the bottom of the order, is South Carolina close to, with Chance Cully at the plate, fulfilling their offensive obligations for the ball game. They have to get through the entire order and complete the inning to officially in the books do so. As called strike, 1 ball and 1 strike. Perfect quartet of aces as far as that scoreboard poker is concerned. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out with number 1 Cully at the plate, and now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Favorite game of mine for the press box back in T-Town, back in Alabama where I'm from. Fly ball to center field, as the catch will be made by McLean in center. 2 down. So you got McLean in center. We mentioned the substitution for North Carolina and Trexler in left field. Also Campbell in right. Goodwin at third, Peterson at second, shortstop, Skipper at second, and Stiegel over at first base with Jones behind home plate. Fourth batter this inning, number 11 in the order for South Carolina, coming up as he will take for ball one. South Carolina scoring 2 in their half of the first inning. Jackson Barrison to the plate. Runner at first, still at first after a leadoff walk in Buell as the 1-0 high, 2 balls and no strikes. Outfield playing straight away. Pitch is high, and that gets to the backstop on the fly as advancing to second will be Buell. So Jackson Baronet will have an opportunity to score 1 on the play. We'll get to those texts, by the way, and that text hotline number in the bottom of the second inning, so we'll go ahead and hold on to that here in just a moment. Baronet will take the 3-0, a strike call, 3 balls and 1 strike. I forgot to put that. Now we have our homework taken care of on the scoreboard at home for you. 2 outs. Stretch and pitch is fouled back our way. You could hear the national anthem in the background, by the way, over on field number 4, because the Ozone winner-take-all game between Alabama and Louisiana about to get underway. Jason Thompson will have the call of that particular championship game, the Ozone title game for you. Mike Rideout and Marty already on their way back to the Sunshine State. As the 3-2. High for ball 4. So now 2 runners aboard. Said Buell already at second with the wild pitch. Baronet with a walk. As the number 12 batter for South Carolina about to complete the offensive obligations for South Carolina. Grayson Lawson to the plate. And for Lawson, he will get ahead in the count. 1 ball and no strikes. Baronet over at first base. At second, Buell. Pitch is taken a little below the letters for a strike call. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. We're in the top of the second inning. A hot afternoon, early evening here in Lumberton, North Carolina. Swing and a miss at the fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. South Carolina scored both of their runs in the first inning with 2 outs, but you got the bottom of the order with Lawson trying to fight off a 2-strike count here. Pitch is fouled back our way to the backstop. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. We'll have that opportunity for you to get your comments in the next half inning. Stretch and the pitch for Goodwin. Swing and a late swing at that and a miss for strike 3. So that will do it for North Carolina top of the second inning. Check that, South Carolina, as the strikeout for Goodwin will be his 2nd of the inning and 2nd of the ball game. So for South Carolina, no runs, no hits, no errors, 2 more left on base. So we go to the bottom of the second inning. We'll put that text hotline number on the board for you here between innings, as your score remains South Carolina 2 and North Carolina nothing. This is the 2018 DYB AAA World Series on JockJive.com.
Pitch count for Fisher Goodwin is 27.
all due respect, I'm not going to listen to somebody with South Carolina hat on.
Hey, with all due respect, I'm just telling you what the rule is. I'm not here to debate it.
Leadoff batter for North Carolina. In the bottom of the second inning, the first baseman, number 24, Jordan Stiegel.
We got that number at the top of the right-hand portion of the screen for you as we go to the bottom of the second inning, as it'll be the 6, 7, and 8 batters due up. Jordan Stiegel, as well as Colton Creech and Brandon McClain, and we'll get to those texts that are starting to come in here in just a moment. Keaton Bennett returns to the mound for his second inning of work as the wind and pitch is popped up on the first pitch in the infield. Let's see who calls for it, as making the catch at shortstop will be Gillette for out number 1. Now let's get to our first text of the night and also put that first out on the board for you. There we go. Go Big Orange. Shout out to Ty and Hank from Aunt Marilyn. Let's go South Carolina Midlands. Pride, bring it home, guys, from the Hopkins. First pitch swinging and a high fly ball into center field as the catch made for out number 2. Let's go Leland. Nobody better. Trixie is cheering you on.
Now playing right field, number 7, Jackson Barano. The batter for North
Jackson
Carolina,
Barano
center fielder, number
is
12,
in the game in right field for South Carolina as one of those substitutions, as the first pitch to McClain misses for ball 1, so quickly 2 down on the scoreboard. Wind and the pitch is inside. We'll get to those texts, folks, as soon as we can, so just be patient out there and we'll get to them when we can. Already 2 down, quickly 2 down at that. By the way, Lawson in center field, the one that made the catch for South Carolina on the second out, is the count now at 3-0 to the North Carolina center fielder. Let's go Midland, South Carolina. Pride, hashtag Logan Gadberry. Love Miss Debbie, Scooter, and Itty Bitty. Let's go North Carolina. You got this. Rooting for you as we drive back to our Sunshine State from Florida's number 00, first baseman Andrew Blumell. Pitch is fouled back over to the left side. The count now at 3 balls and 1 strike. Go South Carolina. So proud of you boys. Love the Huggins. Get South Carolina their second World Series championship today. Future Gamecocks. Pitch on the way is grounded over to the left side. Should do it, as fielding is Gillette and throwing over to first base in time to wrap up the inning. So 1, 2, 3 goes North Carolina here in the second inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. As we're through 2, South Carolina 2 and North Carolina nothing. We'll continue to read your texts out there as we're through 2, as you're watching the DYB AAA World Series on JockJive.com.
For North Carolina, now playing second base, number 2, Ryan Grisso. Now in left field, number 19, Tyler Kelly.
JockJive Sports Productions works small events and large, from T-ball to the Toyota Center, youth sports to collegiate only, audio only to a full-scale production of ESPN. We do it all. To find out how we can cover your team or event, email us at info@jockjive.com. Go Jacob Kelly, we love you. Love Nana, Papa, and Mason. The first pitch to Gillette is inside for ball one.
Number 5, Bryce Gillette.
Love this battle of the Carolinas. Let's go Leland. You can do this from Coach Chase's dad and family. Pitch upstairs for ball one. Fear the Red, watching from Leland. Love the Nolans. Shout out to Robbie Christ. You are awesome. Drive safe, Team Florida. Also a Let's Go South Carolina. Let's get a Midland. CWC is cheering you guys on. White to represent District 4. 2 balls and 1 strike to Gillette to lead off the top of the third inning. Pitch is upstairs. Shout out to my boys from Team Alabama for another game. And remember which game you are texting to out there. They need fire. No. The 3-1 is lined up the middle and through for a base hit. So Bryce Gillette leads off with a single to center field. And we'll go all the way to third on the play as the ball gets all the way to center field, to the center field wall, as South Carolina now has that opportunity to continue to add to their lead. Go South Carolina, keep it up. Go Grayson Lawson, love you, Nana. Jacob Kelly to the plate, a walk and a run scored in the first inning, as he'll ground one over to the left side for Goodwin, as the throw over to first base is in time. 1 down. Runner still over at third base. On a 5-3 put out.
Now batting, number 9, Keaton Bennett.
Keaton Bennett to the plate. A strikeout swinging his first time up back in the first inning. We'll get to more of your texts here in just a moment. Off-speed pitch in there for strike one. Infield coming in for South Carolina. South Carolina get them. Logan, do your thing. As a bunt to the left side, a good one, and everybody is going to be safe. So now 2 runners aboard as South Carolina trying to pull away early as we are in the third inning. Let's go North Carolina from Team Florida. Way to go, Kelly. SC get them. Logan, do your thing. Love Aunt Darla and Uncle Mike. Also, let's go South Carolina. We are so proud of you. Logan, a.k.a. Hollywood, John, and Amy. Gadberry to the plate. His second at bat is going to second and actually cutting off the throw. Will be Skipper over at second. And so a stolen base for Bennett is now 2 runners in scoring position for South Carolina. Go Hayden from Aunt Donna, Uncle Timmy, and Riley. Reel him in Leland. Gadberry gets ahead in the count now. 2 balls and no strikes. Pitch is grounded. A good stop over at third as the throw across in time. 2 away. So North Carolina has an opportunity to escape trouble here. Let's go JK 47. One of our most recent texts just coming in.
Now batting,
MJ Hornsby to the plate as he walked his last time up. We'll have time called as the man, one of the North Carolina defenders over at third base, And he's down on his knees after that ground ball. In fact, you just saw a second ago as far as that ground ball that Hayden Roberts, who was the starting pitcher, at least kept the ball in front of him and was able to make the put out on the 5-3 scoring as far as that ground out of Gadberry. Was shaken up a little bit, appears to be okay. As we'll have at least this brief timeout come to an end. North Carolina, by the way, coached by Jeremy Skipper, as North Carolina is the home team. Still around in this ball game, just down a couple, but South Carolina has a couple of runners in scoring position as a ground ball by Hornsby gets through for a base hit up the middle. Gillette scores. Bennett going back to third as Hornsby drives in a run and also moves up to second on the play. So 2 runners once again in scoring position as South Carolina now adds to their lead, up 3-0, as we will have a coaching visit for Jeremy Skipper. JockJive Sports works small events and large, from T-ball to the Toyota Center, youth sports to collegiate, audio only to a full-scale production for ESPN. We do it all. To find out how we can cover your team or event, email us at info@jockjive.com.
Coach, hold up, please.
Let's go Midland. Let's bring it home. Team South Carolina, Midland Pride from Carson Rosendahl. Let's go Midland's Midland Pride. You got this, Leland. Love Aunt Nancy and Holly. And also be sure to remind us where you are watching us from as well, as we will have time called and another new pitcher as Goodwin goes over to shortstop. And we'll tell you who that new pitcher is, the third for North Carolina, after this.
Now pitching for North Carolina, number 27, Michael Peterson.
Michael Peterson comes to the game from shortstop, as Goodwin will go over to shortstop now for North Carolina. Shout out from District 4 LDYB. Words can't express how proud Jazzy J and Barbie T are of you, Midlands. Way to represent the Premier League in District 4. I hate our flight got canceled, but we are there in spirit. Love, Barbie. First pitch from Peterson misses high to Yancey as the count goes to 1 ball and no strikes to Will Yancey. South Carolina has fulfilled their offensive obligations. Let's go North Carolina. We are rooting for you. Number 1, Hernandez, a.k.a. El Mago, Team Florida AAA. So I've got a lot of text to get to here as the 1-0. Upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. This is Coach Charlie Assey, that's A-S-S-E-Y, head baseball coach at Gray Collegiate High School in Columbia, South Carolina. Hopefully most of the South Carolina team will play for us in high school. Coach Matt Hornsby is my assistant coach. Shout out to him. Other coaches and players, good luck. Always good to hear from the other coaches out there, and certainly appreciate hearing from you as a high pop-up into center field drops down for a base hit for Yancey, as 1 run will come home to score from third. South Carolina adds their second of the inning, fourth of the ball game as Keaton Bennett comes home from third. Hornsby to third. RBI single for Yancey as he's now 2 for 2 with 2 driven in. So now runners at the corners. As Salvado to the plate. Still more text coming in. Uncle Don wishes Jackson good luck. Go South Carolina. Great job, Fisher. So proud of you from Leland. As South Carolina tried to sneak a run home on the double steal. And Yancey was picked off between first and second before the run came home. So the runner coming from third in Hornsby does not count as the inning now comes to an end. So Yancey is out number 3 as certainly a lot of frustration, at least over the last play in the South Carolina dugout, but they do get 2 runs on the board. So 4-0 through 2.5 innings of play. North Carolina coming to bat in the bottom of the third as you're watching the AAA DYB World Series on JockJive.com.
South Carolina leads 4-0. For South Carolina, now playing right field, number 1, Chance Cully.
Chance Cully going into right field for South Carolina. And I believe South Carolina has now fulfilled all of their obligations. Want a download of any game in this week's tournament? They are only $5 each. Just email info@jockjive.com. info@jockjive.com and tell us what games you want. We'll send an electronic invoice that allows you to pay by debit or credit card, and the games will be on their way to you. That's info@jockjive.com for a keepsake that you'll want for a lifetime. You got this, North Carolina. Hayden, we are cheering you on from Leland, from Bailey, Ashlyn, and Caitlin. Bring it to my dirtbags from NC and Coach Jeremy and Coach Justin from Patton Hood. Let's go NC. Going gets tough. Tough gets going. Mama Mooey. Way to represent for the great state of South Carolina, boys. Gamecock alumni chiming in. As we go to the bottom of the third inning, almost to the halfway point. As we'll get to the number 9 spot in the order for North Carolina. As this will be the first at-bat for the second baseman, Grayson Skipper. As the pitch is a strike from Bennett. Bunt offer that time by Skipper as the count at 0-1. It'll be Skipper along with Trexler and Grisso due up. Let's go, Leland. We are so proud of you. Love the Chadwick Peterson family. A strike call, no balls, and 2 strikes. Midland coaches are doing a great job. Go South Carolina from Lexington, South Carolina. Pitch downstairs. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Let's go, Grayson, number 6. We love you, Aunt Brittany, Uncle, and your favorite Mary Laurel. Midland's pride, roll on, boys. The pitch, a called strike that time. Strike 3 to Skipper as he'll go down on strikes. 1 down.
The North Carolina batter.
Here in the bottom of the third inning.
Trexler.
As Drexler coming to the plate, also his first at-bat. Ethan Trexler playing in the outfield earlier in the ball game as he'll take strike 1 call. Still a lot of those texts to get to. Release the beast, Leland. You got this. Your Atlanta fans are rooting for you. Foul ball to the catcher for South Carolina. Yancey is the count now at 0-2. Let's go South Carolina, Midland pride all the way. Bring us that championship home from Heather and McCoy. Go get them, South Carolina Midlands. Coach Blake the Snake. 0-2 in the dirt in the left-handed batter's box. From Charleston, South Carolina, go Team South Carolina, making us proud. Thanks from JockJive. Go North Carolina, we're rooting for y'all. Love Jazzy J and all the gang back at C Block. Pop back to the right side, that is foul. Midland Pride, let's go South Carolina. Let's go Midland from the Base family in Pelion. You got this, guys. Bring it home. Hashtag Midland Pride. Still a lot more to get to as the weak ground ball over to the right side foul. Let's go Jonah and NC, Aunt Wendy and Uncle Les. Go South Carolina. Love you, Jackie B. Uncle Alan and Aunt Liz as a pop-up that will drop foul. Let's go North Carolina. Team Florida is rooting for you. Let's go Leland. We're so proud of you. Love the Chadwick Peterson family. Go Ethan. Go get them, North Carolina. We're rooting for you, number 24. As Trexler remains alive in the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch is grounded back to the boxes. The throw to first base is in time. As Bennett making the easy toss over to first base in time. 2 up and 2 down. Go Chancey Cully from Tina, Seth, and Case. Love you, buddy. Coach Charles Assey and Coach Hornsby will be a force in high school ball. Go Midland/War Eagle. Come on, North Carolina. Let's get this party cruise started. Jordan Webb from Leland as the pop-up caught over at third base by Ori in foul territory. Very, very nice grab to end the inning as South Carolina now starting to get in rhythm. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Keaton Bennett has now retired his last 7 batters in a row. So we're halfway home through 3, South Carolina 4. North Carolina nothing. This is the championship game, winner take all for the DYB AAA World Series on JockJive.com.
Pitch count for Keaton Bennett, 31. Both teams have met their player participation requirements.
We go
For South Carolina in the
to the top of the 4th inning as we are halfway home in this championship round ball game. South Carolina leading 4-0 as a line drive over to first base that is caught over at first by Stiegel for out number 1. So 1 up and 1 down as Salvato lines out to first base on the first pitch as Jacob Buell with his second at bat. Also Isaiah Ori coming up to the plate. We'll get to more of your texts as they've been coming in hot and fast so far. You got this, North Carolina. Nobody better from Colton. Let's go, boys. Do it big like you always do. Midland Pride, South Carolina Pride from the Broxton family. Let's go, MJ. Love Uncle Steve, Aunt Brandy, and Taylor. Midland Pride. Roll, Pride, roll. There you go. From Shane at Hartsville Northern. Let's go, Ethan. Good luck, Leland from Sarah Shell. 2-1 to Buell. Roller over to the right side as misplaying it is Peterson, as Buell will reach on the E1. Certainly not an easy play as far as being able to not only pick it up, but make sure you can either tag the runner or get it over to first. Shout out to Hayden Robert from Uncle P and Aunt Celinda. Come on from Rocky Point, North Carolina. Come on, Leland, turn it up. I got a 251 area code back in South Alabama. We'll get to later on. Let's go Midland. Show that Midland pride. Bring home number 6 of the DYB World Series titles. From Leland, let's go Leland. Get some runs, boys. Way to go, Keaton, RC, and Tammy, as we have time called for a discussion at home plate. Go Logan Gadberry from Josh YA. Good job, JockJive Sports. Go Midlands from JB Ned in Springdale, South Carolina. Cheering you on, Jackson Barano from Mimi in Charleston, SC. Go Henry for the Alabama Ozone game. Go SC from P. Diggity, Ant CC, and UNC. I'll tell you what, Hart Tech's still rolling in, folks, as we'll have, looks like a substitution, I think possibly for North Carolina over at first base, as the sun now starting to come down. It's Dixie Youth Baseball and a Carolina Civil War. I'm rooting for the North. Go figure. Very, very nicely done there. Let's go Isaiah Ori. Go Midlands. Bring that trophy home from Angie. Let's go Jackie B, RC, and family. A swing and a foul tip for Barano as the count now goes to 0-2. So one down as Barano, the pinch hitter, will take down and away. By the way, South Carolina has fulfilled all of their obligations. Go Midlands. Logan number 13 from Toby Williamson. Pulling for you, Leland. Go Jonah, Jill, Alex, and Anna Lee. Swing and a miss at the changeup for strike 3 as Barano goes down on strikes. 2 down. Barano wasn't sure exactly what the count was, but now he does know that he is done for his at-bat. And we're back to the top of the order in Bryce Gillette. Gillette 1 for 2. As he'll line it foul over to the right side. Go South Carolina, the Gainies in Conway. Not too terribly far from here in Lumberton, North Carolina. So Peterson trying to get out of the inning as South Carolina with a comfortable margin right now. Breaking ball outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. South Carolina with 2 in the first, also 2 in the third if you're just joining us. Bouncer over to the left side as the play will be made over at shortstop as far as North Carolina's shortstop stepping on the bag at second to retire the side. Goodwin making the play himself over at shortstop, so Gillette retired on the 6th unassisted fielder's choice. That'll do it for South Carolina. Here in the 4th inning, they do not get a run across. No runs, no hits, an error, and 1 left on base. As South Carolina has left 7 on base so far in their 4 at-bats. But they do have a 4-0 lead going to the bottom of the 4th inning on JockJive.com as you are watching the 2018 DYB AAA World Series.
For Michael Peterson, 16.
Coming this fall to JockJive.com, SWAC football, soccer, and volleyball, Tuskegee football, ACCC Game of the Week, Great American Rivalries, HBCU football, Navarre and Baker High School football, Georgia Military College football, the GSC, and more. Check us out often as we are JockJive Sports. North Carolina still having not completed their offensive obligations. Will have Tyler Kelly as their final batter to not have gotten an at-bat so far, who will take a strike call. Getting more of your texts coming in. South Carolina has a solid 4-0 lead. Not insurmountable by any stretch, though. As the foul ball back to the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes. But only 9 outs remain for South Carolina, so they have to get something going at some point. A hot, muggy day, especially to start out the game. But at least things starting to calm down as far as the temperature is concerned as Kelly swings through the 1-2 for strike 3. For Keaton Bennett, his first strikeout of the inning and his second of the ball game, and back to the top of the order as Peterson will get the at-bats. A lot more of your text coming in as a foul ball. Off to the right side. Let's go Leland from the St. Just. That's Juste family from Delco. Let's get some runs, guys. Go South Carolina from Mimi and Hopkins. Way to play, boys. Look at 2. South Carolina here in. And more of your text from South Carolina and North Carolina in just a bit. Come on, North Carolina, you can do it. Let's go Midlands Pride. Love you, Jackie B. Yaya and Kane in Lexington, South Carolina. Doing great, Brent and the team. Love you from Grams and Papa from Struthers, Ohio. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Peterson as he's pinch hitting for Gillette at the top of the order. Line drive, let's see, that will fall into center field for a base hit. He's able to fall down just in front of the South Carolina center fielder. There's a base runner aboard now for North Carolina. Breaks up a string of 8 consecutive batters retired for Keaton Bennett. Will Jones batting from the right side. They'll take low for ball 1. More of your responses. Let's go North Carolina. Turn it on from the Lewis family as a gapper into left center field. That'll get all the way to the wall as Peterson will stop into third and Jones into second with a 1-out double. That's by far the hardest hit ball we've seen from North Carolina all game long. There's 2 aboard. Let's go Leland. Donna as Jerry Price. Donna and Jerry Price from Leland, North Carolina. I knew that was a typo there just as you were about to type that correction. Let's go Midland, South Carolina from the Huggins family. Let's go Gillette, RC, and family. Go South Carolina from the Gainies in Conway. Pitch to Goodwin, a strike call. Go Leland, North Carolina. Love Goo Goo, Bonnie, and Pawpaw. Ronald and Nanny and Ruru. Counted 0-1. Goodwin will bounce one back to Bennett as he misplays it, and coming down the line from third to score will be Peterson as North Carolina is on the board. To third base, Jones. Goodwin on. We'll call that an RBI single on the play. As runners now at the corners with 1 out. South Carolina making at least a coaching visit out to the mound. Go North Carolina from Elijah Bunting. Go South Carolina, Midland Pride. Let's go Fisher, let's go Fisher. Also, same one that we just had from Ned. Midland DYB having the watch party tonight. Go Midland. Woo. Bring home title number 6 from El Presidente. And we certainly appreciate y'all for watching us wherever you are watching us from. Let's go Midland, South Carolina. You got this. Midland Pride. Love you guys. Ladonna. Hopefully I got that pulled off. As you can certainly hear the fans cheering it up for North Carolina. As Roberts will take high for ball 1. Who are we? Midland. What do we do? What do we have? Pride. Midland Pride from the Bass family. Pitch. Outside corner for a called strike. Defense, Midlands. Little Grisso, give them a whooping like G-Mall used to get him good. Go Leland. 1-1. Step up that defense, boys. Don't let it go. You can do this. Runners at the corners, 1 down. We're in the bottom of the 4th as a grounder foul wide of the third base coach's box. Keep on your game, boys. Stay focused. Love y'all, Miss Debbie. Let's go Midlands. Go Midlands. This is Mr. Boone. Remember what I told you. See, told you so. Let's do this thing, South Carolina. Midland Pride from Brody and Bryce Johnson. Let's go Leland, get fired up. Love the Lewis family. 1-2. Roberts swings and misses for strike 3. So Roberts now 1 for 2. 2 down. 3 strikeouts for Bennett. Jonah Campbell to the plate, the right fielder, who grounded into a fielder's choice his first time up. Stay focused, Midlands. You can do it from 803 area code. Also 803 area code. And by the way, don't forget to tell me where you are watching from as well. Go Midland, South Carolina, watching from Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Riley Huggins bring home the championship. All right, let's go. Rebels family are watching y'all. Bring home the title number 1 for Leland. 0-1. Downstairs is Jonah Campbell. Will even the count at 1-1. I think we're going to have a lot of texts from y'all the entire night because it's been coming non-stop the entire game. 1-1. Upstairs 2-1, and we'll be sure to tell you out there where you can get a copy of this ball game as well. Say it's not a whole lot to get a copy of this one. 2-1. Hit high into center field as a diving catch misplayed out in center field on the diving effort. There'll be a single for Campbell, and coming home to score from third will be Jones. Goodwin into scoring position as now the tying run, the possible tying run, is on base. As North Carolina has cut the lead for South Carolina in half at 4-2. So Campbell with the RBI. 4th hit in the inning for South Carolina. So you got Stiegel at the plate, and you can hear the intensity in this ballpark, folks, on our crowd mic. Tell you what, definitely some noise being made. Certainly makes for a great, great atmosphere. Foul ball back our way. Sun coming back out in full force now as Jordan Stiegel, the first baseman, to the plate. Wind and the pitch to Stiegel from Bennett is swung on and missed in the dirt. No balls and 2 strikes. 2 down, the runners will go on contact. As you have Goodwin at second, Campbell on at first. Pitch from Bennett. Called. Wow, I'm not sure where that one missed as the count goes now to 1-2. Looked pretty good to me, but not according to our home plate umpire. So the inning continues as the wind and pitch is grounded back to the box as Bennett corrals the ground ball and throws to first base in time. So that'll do it for North Carolina in the bottom of the 4th inning. They do get on the board with 2 runs, 4 hits. There were no errors and 2 left on base. North Carolina has left 4 on base through 4 innings as we are through 4. Going to the top of the 5th, it is North Carolina trailing South Carolina 4-2 as you are watching the DYB AAA World Series on JockJive.com.
Pitch count for Keaton Bennett, 56.
We go to the top of the 5th inning. James Hardy with you
Leading off of South Carolina.
from the Pennington Athletic Complex in Lumberton, North Carolina. Midland Pride, another text of ours coming in from Sandy Run, South Carolina. Dawson Private checking in. Go North Carolina if you're playing Pokemon Go at the field. There are rare Pokemon everywhere. Love this place. Let's get some points on some runs on the board in this case from Hauser Slot. And we know what you're talking about, though. Pop up over to the left side of the infield as Roberts makes the catch on the pop up from Kelly. 1 down. In fact, 1 pitch, 1 down in the inning for Peterson. Keaton Bennett, the pitcher, to the plate, batting 3rd in the order, 2nd in the inning. Midland Pride watching from Columbia, South Carolina. Go Midlands and Coach Hornsby bring home the championship. I love you from Will Jones as far as the I love you Will Jones 910 area code. Go Leland, play your game. As the pitch from Peterson. Not a bad pitch, but must have missed high and maybe outside as well. Play your game, keep the line moving from Grandpa Mark. A strike on the outside corner. We'll say now 2-1. Go Jonah and NC. Love me, Moma, and P. Popaw from Flowery Branch, Georgia. A grounder over, knocked down on the right side. Check, that must have been in the air, and it was in the air. And caught on the line drive over at second by Skipper, 2 down.
Now batting for South Carolina. Number 13.
He's actually had a chopper. I think it was over on field number 5 when it came to Majors play that had the height just like that ground ball, that line drive. And speaking of line drives, Gadberry lines one softly over to third that is caught by Roberts to end the inning. So North Carolina coming off of their 2-run inning shuts down South Carolina as far as a 3-up, 3-down inning here in the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base for South Carolina. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning now. Bottom of the 5th inning as your score remains South Carolina 4, North Carolina 2. AAA World Series Championship for Dixie Youth Baseball between North Carolina and South Carolina on JockJive.com. Bottom of the 5th inning. I know a lot of y'all eager to get your comments out there, but just telling you, just be patient because, hey, we got a whole line of them out there. Almost, hey, if you're in Disney World and waiting to get on your favorite line and don't have that fast pass and waiting through the queue, that's kind of how it is now. So just be patient out there. Let's go South Carolina Midland boys. Let's get out of this one. Bring us that championship from McCoy. We'll flip over the lineup card as well as a line drive gets into right field for Creech for a base hit. So North Carolina, after being down 4-0 through much of this ball game, now has the momentum after getting 2 in the 4th, retiring South Carolina in order in the top of the 5th, and now the leadoff batter aboard and the possible tying run at the plate in McLean, as he'll bunt a good one to the right side as the field and the throw to first base is in time for South Carolina as Yancey gets the put out on the 2-3 sacrifice. One down, Creech into scoring position.
Number 10, Grayson Skipper.
Grayson Skipper to the plate for his second at-bat. Struck out looking back in the 3rd inning. Let's go Midland. Bring it home the Livingstons. Go Jacob Kelly. We love you. Watching the game scoreboard. Things showing the bottom of the 5th because, hey, it is the bottom of the 5th inning now. I know that was sent earlier, so we're caught up on that. Let's go TP. We appreciate JockJive's amazing quotes. We appreciate y'all supporting us out there. Let's go Fisher Goodwin and Leland from Go Holding. That's GOUGH Holding Corporation from Sandusky, Ohio. Uncle Don and Aunt Deborah shout to Jackson. Go Midlands. Pride bring home the championship. As Skipper will bunt foul back our way. Go Midland, put some more on the scoreboard and bring that championship home from Coach Ben in West Columbia, SC. You survived the best bullet. Way to minimize the damage. Play all 18 outs and no more 10-minute naps. You got this, South Carolina, Coach Charlie Assey. I'm doing a little coaching out there, I see. Count at 1 ball and 1 strike to Grayson Skipper. Runner at second. 1 down. There's a grounder over to first. That is a fair ball as a tag of first base made for out number 2. Salvato with the play. 3 unassisted. A productive out, though, for North Carolina as it gets the possible 3rd run at the ball game over to 3rd.
Number 27, Michael Peterson.
So Michael Peterson to the plate, replacing Gillette at the top of the order in the last at-bat. Bennett will fire high for ball 1. Peterson singled and scored an inning ago in the 4th. Let's go Midlands. You got this from Angie. Once again, just take your time out there as far as those texts out there because a little bit backed up on that. Pop up on the right side and play made over at second base by Hornsby to end the inning. Looking into that high sky and having no trouble doing so as North Carolina cannot put a run on the board. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a runner left in scoring position. We are through 5. to the deciding inning as we go to the top of the sixth inning. So South Carolina, at the very worst, will have a 4-2 lead going into the bottom of the sixth. But we'll see if they can add any more to their 4-run total after this timeout. As you're watching the 2018 DYB AAA World Series on JockJive.com.
63.
Just heard the message during the timeout as far as from the South Carolina's coaching staff to get some insurance, because every run that South Carolina gets is a run in the bottom of the sixth that North Carolina has to have. That is a very, very smart coaching message from over at third base for South Carolina. More texts. Proud of you, Jordan Stiegel from Ant Cam. You've got this, boys. Bring back our sixth title. Roll Pride from the Midland Watch Party, South Carolina Pride. Your grandpa Gadberry is watching you play, Logan. MJ Hornsby to the plate. He'll line one over to second on a convenient hop as the throw to first base by Skipper is in time. Tell you what, that was quite the nice hop for Skipper at second base, certainly making that play look very, very easy. Proud of you, Leland. Your fighters, Marcia and Ed from Leland. Way to go, Colton. Let's go, Leland NC. Coach Randy, Jennifer, and Parker. Take it to them in the fifth, Leland. Let's go, Jonah, Uncle Chris, and Aunt Grayson rooting for you in Cape in the Bahamas. As a grounder over to Skipper once again at second and throws to first base to get Yancey out by a couple of steps. Back-to-back 4-3 groundouts, 2 down. Let's go number one, bring home the W, Midland. Let's do this, South Carolina, from Clay's Fresh Meats in Green Sea, South Carolina. Let's get some runs, Midlands. Go NC, love Coach Tiberman and assistant coach Gobblethorn. Let's bring it on home all the way as Salvato gets ahead in the count. 1 ball and no strikes. A couple of groundouts to the pitchers so far. Peterson with a ground ball over to second as knocking it down and throwing to first in time will be Skipper, who has recorded all of the outs over at second. A trio of 4-3 groundouts in the inning as Peterson retires the last 8 batters that he has seen so far. So for South Carolina, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. 2 runs for North Carolina will tie, and 3 runs would give them a come-from-behind DYB AAA World Series championship. We'll see what happens as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, but let's go ahead and catch up on some texts out there. Midland, get some hits, boys. You can do it. Love, Miss Debbie. Let's go, Midland. Looking good. Keep it going. Y'all got this from Christina, Alyssa, and Rylan Bullis. Let's bring back the score, Leland. Cheering for you, Ethan, Sarah Scheel. Let's go defense. Go Midlands. Nip it in the bud, NC, from Lisa. Jackson in Wilmington, NC says, battle, battle all the way to Seattle. Keaton Bennett has gone the distance and will try and get the complete game as a World Series championship on the line for North Carolina and South Carolina. Now, if you want to download of any of the games in this week's tournament, they're only $5 each. Just email info@jockjive.com, info@jockjive.com, and tell us what games you want. We'll send an electronic invoice that allows you to pay by debit or credit card, and the games will be on their way to you. That's info@jockjive.com for a keepsake you'll want to have for a lifetime. 3 up and 3 down. Let's go Midland's Pride. Love you all. Love Miss Debbie in Lexington. Leland, we got to get it done right now from your local Rainbow and Unicorn dealer. That's exactly what North Carolina has to do since it's their final at-bat of the ball game. Another 3 up and 3 down. Let's do it. South Carolina Midland Pride, Heather and McCoy bring back the old trophy for us, NC always and forever. Will Jones ahead behind rather, 0-1 to Bennett. Hit high and deep into left field and gone over the left field wall. Served right over the middle of the plate as Keaton Bennett gives up the long ball to Will Jones as his teammates come to mob him at home plate. But South Carolina still has the 4-3 lead now. Go Midlands. All the girls are pulling for you Platinum Plus. So Jones now 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored, a double, a homer, and an RBI. You got this. Represent for SC. Bring it home, boys. Renee, Ty, and Dylan. Auto signature. Renee, Top Gun baseball director. We'll have a coaching visit for South Carolina. Go Midlands. Awesome coaches. Coach Matt, Coach Lester, Coach Sean. Way to play ball, boys, from Huggins Paving. Let's go, Bennett. You're doing a great job from Lexington. Defense Midlands, on your toes, Yaya in Lexington SC. Go NC, I hear you, Will. You know out there how much Will Jones was excited over that last home run, and I can't blame him as well as how hard he hit that ball. Nobody out as South Carolina holding on to a 1-run lead as Bennett misses high to Goodwin. 1 ball and no strikes. South Carolina was up 4-0 for about the first half of the ball game, but North Carolina has now come back to within 1. Line drive into the glove of the South Carolina shortstop. 1 down. Gillette starting the game at shortstop. The L6 will get South Carolina an out closer to the championship. They still have to earn their 2 outs, though. Roberts to the plate, the original starting pitcher, has played third and shortstop as well as time will be called. Nice hit NC from Lexington, South Carolina. Nice homer. Speaking of Will Jones, let's go NC. Go Midlands. 5 Fingers Hangwood from Alvin C. Glenn Community Center. No balls and 1 strike. Let's go Midlands. You can do this. Molly from Lexington. Hot Diggity Dog, come on Leland. And Holden Midland, South Carolina from Coach Brock in South Congaree. Jerry Brock, Jesus is number 1. Amen to that. 1 down. And it's getting down to the nitty-gritty here for one of these 2 teams. South Carolina and North Carolina battling to a 1-run difference as Roberts swings and misses. Nice catch, Gillette from Lexington. Fisher Goodwin has a chance to tie it up with a long ball as he'll take in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes, a single and a strikeout so far. So far for check that, Hayden Roberts, the pitcher. Fisher Goodwin lining out to shortstop in the last at-bat. 2-2. Hit high left side in foul territory. Ori makes the catch. 2 down. Give North Carolina credit. They have not quit in this ball game, and certainly making South Carolina, if they do indeed hold on, earn their victory today. Jonah Campbell representing the possible final out for North Carolina. You got this, Midlands, from Gaston, South Carolina. Keaton Bennett looking for that complete game victory. As I tell you, this is about as intense an atmosphere as we have had all week long at the Pennington Athletic Complex. Wind and the pitch Is upstairs for ball one. You got this, Midlands, from Gaston, South Carolina. Let's go, Leland. You can do this from the Holdsworths. And two more now, one more out, Midlands. Let's go from Lexington. 1-0. Popped foul, 1 ball and 1 strike to Jonah Campbell. Bring it home, Midlands, from Myra Drennan. Good catch, Isaiah Ori. Auntie Darlene. 1-1. Breaking ball low and away. 2-1. And you got to be careful here right now if you're Keaton Bennett. Cannot hang one over the plate on a hitter's count right now to Campbell. And a breaking ball, that is downstairs. 3 balls and 1 strike. The tying run at the plate. One more, Midlands. Prayers boys from Lexington SC. 3-1 is downstairs for ball 4. So now a runner at first base. 2 down as the potential winning run for North Carolina at the plate. Midlands Pride, Preview DYB, Pineview DYB is rooting for you. Grant President and Pineview at Pineview DYB, as we'll have time called, and I think because this is the second visit, we may have a new pitcher, and indeed we will for South Carolina. So let's step aside momentarily, catch our breath, and tell you who that new pitcher is after this. This is the 2018 DYB AAA World Series on JockJive.com.
Now pitching for South Carolina, number 13, Logan Gadberry.
Logan Gadberry coming in to pitch. And by the way, if you want to download any of the games in this week's tournament, they're only $5 each. Just email info@jockjive.com, info@jockjive.com, and tell us what games you want. We'll send an electronic invoice that allows you to pay by debit or credit card, and the games will be on their way to you. That's info@jockjive.com for a keepsake you'll want to have for a lifetime. Got another picture from 803 area code as far as the Midland watch party. Go boys. I just hope it's a little cooler and you got something good to eat over there, folks. And I'm pretty sure y'all do, with it being a watch party as well. Finish strong, Midland boys.
Number 24,
Kieran Bowers from South Carolina. Great job on the mound tonight, Midland Pride. Your biggest fan, Molly. Go Chancey Cully, South Carolina Pride. Love Madison Barrett Jenny. As the pitch to the backstop, as the possible tying run in Campbell in scoring position. Logan Gadberry coming in and tossing a wild pitch that time as the count at 1-0 to Stiegel. South Carolina took a 2-0 lead after one 4-0 lead halfway through. This fastball high, probably a little bit excited right now, at least has a lot of adrenaline going through him on the mound, does Gadberry. So just probably a matter of settling down for South Carolina, but don't have a lot of time to do that right now. It's the fastball high, and you can tell he's kind of juiced right now from the mound. Probably needs to step off the rubber, take a few breaths, and then come to home plate. Let's get it, Logan Gadberry. Love Papa Steve and Miss Debbie. Off-speed pitch in there for strike one. Go Henry from Opelika for the other Ozone game. (3-1) the count. Runner will go on contact with 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Either This game will end with the third out, or we could have at least a tie ball game. 3-1. Grounded over to the left side. Gillette fields and goes to first in time as South Carolina is your DYB AAA champions for 2018. You just saw the South Carolina players storm out of the dugout into the dog pile out in the infield, and of course commemorating this 2018 DYB AAA World Series championship for Midland, South Carolina. But give credit to North Carolina, though, as well, for getting up off the mat, fighting back, and definitely making a game of it, as South Carolina definitely had to earn tonight's win down the stretch. So in the bottom of the sixth inning for North Carolina, 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and a runner left in scoring position. We'll get to our remaining texts here. LDYB is living through you. Bring it home, Jazzy J. And we'll go ahead and get to some final congratulations out there. Way to go, South Carolina. Love Miss Debbie. OMG, what a game, South Carolina. Way to go, boys. Way to bring it home, Heather and McCoy. South Carolina Midland Pride, Midlands Pride. Way to bring it home, boys. RC and family. Way to go, South Carolina Pride. Love Madison Barrett and Jeannie. Congratulations, SC team. Midland Pride, Midland Pride. So South Carolina took a 2-0 lead after 1. Thanks to an RBI double from Logan Gadberry and an RBI single from Will Yancey. 2 more runs in the third, an RBI single for MJ Hornsby and Will Yancey with an RBI single. North Carolina responded in the fourth after being down 4-0 with 2 runs. A Goodwin, Fisher Goodwin RBI single, as well as a Jonah Campbell RBI single, cut the South Carolina lead in half, and the final run of the game coming on a Will Jones homer to lead off the 6th inning. So here, and by the way, folks, we certainly appreciate you watching us as South Carolina takes care of North Carolina and edges North Carolina by a score of 4-3. We'll have our post-game ceremonies as far as awarding the second place runner-up in North Carolina and your 2018 DYB AAA World Series champion, South Carolina, from just outside of Columbia, South Carolina, in Midlands, South Carolina. So we'll sit back and relax, watch the presentation, and we'll rejoin you to close out tonight's broadcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, Wes Skelton, Commissioner of Dixie Youth Baseball, will present the home run ball to number 16, Will Jones from North Carolina, a solo home run. Congratulations, Will Jones. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? With this loss, the champions from the state of North Carolina have been eliminated from the Dixie Youth AAA World Series. However, they have had a great season, and we have enjoyed having them here in Lumberton to participate in the 2018 Dixie Youth AAA World Series. North Carolina came to the World Series as a champion, and they will leave as a champion. We now ask North Carolina as a team to go to the outfield fence and remove their state flag. When you remove the flag, we ask that you return and line up on your baseline to receive your World Series awards. round of applause for Leland, North Carolina, the 2018 Dixie Youth AAA World Series runner-up. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now present the awards to the North Carolina State Champions. On the field to congratulate the team from Leland, North Carolina are the following Dixie Youth officials: Commissioner Wes Skelton, Deputy Commissioner Tommy Henry, President Ken Brooksford, Vice President Jay Bennett, Secretary Van Saltz. Also on the field are the following North Carolina officials: State Director Kerry Wren, Senior National Director Ken Britt, National Director David Jackson, National Director Larry Rudisil, District 1 Director Henry Thompson, District 2 Director Frankie Burney, District 5 Director Terry Lanning, District 9 Director Carl Newkirk, and District 11 Director Jay Hardison. North Carolina champions: 27, Michael Peterson. Number 16, Will Jones. Number 42, Fisher Goodwin. Number 14, Hayden Roberts. Number 25, Jonah Campbell. Number 24, Jordan Stiegel. Number 34, Colton Creech. Number 12, Brandon McLean. Number 10, Grayson Skipper. Number 88, Ethan Trexler. Number 2, Ryan Grisso. Number 19, Tyler Kelly. Coach Justin Stiegel. Coach Brian Chase. And the manager for Leland, Jeremy Skipper. Ken Brooksford, president of Dixie Youth Baseball, will present the runner-up trophy to the team from Leland, North Carolina. Ladies and gentlemen, will join me in a great round of applause for the champions from the state of North Carolina, the 2018 Dixie Youth Baseball AAA World Series runner-up team. We wish them a safe trip home and great success in their future play in baseball. North Carolina, Leland, North Carolina. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce the 2018 Dixie Youth World Series AAA champions, Midland from West Columbia, South Carolina. They have had a great season, and we've enjoyed having them here in Lumberton to participate in the Dixie Youth World Series. They are now going out to the outfield fence to retrieve their flag and return for the remainder of the ceremony. On the field to congratulate the 2018 Dixie Youth AAA champions are the following South Carolina Dixie Youth officials: State Director Paul McCullough, National Director Jay Bennett, National Director Glenn Wagner, National Director Phil Parnell. Will you join me in a big round of applause for Midland, the 2018 Dixie Youth AAA World Series champions? We will now present the awards to the AAA World Champions from the state of South Carolina. Number 5, Bryce Gillette.
Way to go, Bryce!
Number 4, Jacob Kelly. Number 9, Keaton Bennett. Number 13, Logan Gadberry.
Let's go, Logan!
Number 8, MJ Hornsby. Number 2, Will Yancey. Number 3, Andy Salvato. Number 11, Jacob Buell. Number 12, Isaiah Ori. Number 1, Chance Cully. Number 7, Jackson Barano. Number 6, Grayson Lawson. Coach Matt Hornsby. Coach Sean Bennett. Coach Lester Sharp. We will now go to the field and Commissioner Wes Skelton.
Let's give a hand to both these teams. They played an outstanding championship game. This time I'd like to introduce Vice President Dixie Youth Baseball, Jay Bennett, who will award the Tom Linton Championship Trophy to Mid South Carolina.
I can't go to all the games. My husband can't go to all the games.
All right, one of the most prestigious awards we give, in addition to the championship trophy, is the Bill Hart Sportsmanship Award to our AAA Sportsmanship Award. This year, the award goes to Searcy, Arkansas. And finally, we will present the 2018 Dixie Youth AAA World Series Batting Champion Award. According to the official statistics, this man had a series batting average of .538, 7 hits, and 13 official at-bats. On behalf of Dixie Youth Baseball, I will now present the batting championship for the AAA to MJ Hornsby from Benton. want to say a special thanks to Lumberton, especially thank our host chairman Tim Locklear and Bruce Mullis, Gary Carr, Myra Kinney, and the rest of the LYBA board, the city of Lumberton, the North Carolina Dixie Youth officials, and all the Lumberton volunteers who have contributed to the success of this AAA series. I'll now turn it over to Tim Locklear for his comments.
Thanks, Wes. Well, we're glad you came to Lumberton. We hope you had a good time while you were here. But both of these teams are champs. Let's give them one more round of applause. So again, we'd like to thank you for coming to Lumberton and hope you have, we showed some of our warm Southern hospitality here, so thank you.
I know y'all getting ready to take some team pictures, but first we'd like to have our host state chairman, Kerry Wren, give our closing prayer.
Let's remove our caps, please, and bow our heads. Heavenly Father, dear God, we bow our heads humbly before you and praise you, dear God, as our creator, our great sustainer, our provider. Lord, thank you for this beautiful day you've given to us. Thank you for the week, dear God, and allowing us to be blessed to see championship baseball played by the best young ball players in the Southeast United States. Thank you, God, for the parents who have loved their children so much to allow them to play this game and be with them here to cheer them on. Thank you, God, for the coaches who have worked hard to teach these young men how to play the game right. And Lord, thank you for all the officials of Dixie Youth Baseball, and thank you for the players, dear God, and continue to bless their lives each and every day. Be with us as we go home, dear God. Guide and protect us as we travel. And may everything we say and do from this day forward bring honor and glory to you, dear God. We love you because you first loved us. We know you loved us because you gave us your Son, Jesus Christ, to die on the cross so that our sins can be forgiven. In his name I pray. Amen.
And as we close things out for 2018, the Dixie Youth Baseball AAA World Series champions from Midland, South Carolina, James Hardy with you as we're about to wrap up our coverage for 2018 of the 2018 DYB AAA World Series. We'll close out with our final text as we'll close the hotline now. We'll close down the hotline, so we'll get our final texts in from those of you in our viewing audience. Congratulations from Blaine at Mays Pest Solutions. Great game, North Carolina, from Yaya, Midland Pride, Jax SC. Nothing finer than Midlands, South Carolina. Love you, Logan, John from John and Amy. Good job, Midlands. Proud of you from Angie. So proud, South Carolina. Proud of you, Logan and all boys. Great job, Midlands, from South Congaree Police Chief Josh Schumpert. Congratulations, South Carolina, Coach Assey. And that will close out our final text for today. And I was asking a parent before really the start of our closing ceremonies, as far as, hey, would you be able to sleep tonight? Of course, as far as one of the parents of the kids on the South Carolina team, would she be able to sleep tonight after Midlands was able to get a W? And she said simply, no. Tomorrow I will. So that kind of tells you kind of that mood that the Midland, South Carolina community has, especially the parents of these fine ball players, and a really, really, really good congratulations as well. A big congratulations to North Carolina as well. I'll tell you what, that was a hard-fought battle today, and South Carolina definitely earned the victory, had to earn it today, as North Carolina really showed a lot of heart today, a lot of grit and determination, but just couldn't get across the finish line when it comes to this championship game. Want to download a Finning game in this week's tournament? Only $5 each is just email info@jockjive.com. Info@jockjive.com and tell us what games you want. We'll send an electronic invoice that allows you to pay by debit or credit card, and the games will be on their way to you. That's info@jockjive.com for a keepsake you'll want to have for a lifetime. Also be sure to follow us on Twitter @JockJive and on Facebook. Simply put JockJive Sports in the search engine. And also follow us on YouTube, our JockJive YouTube channel, as well as we stream all of the DYB games, most youth sports and high school football in the fall to our YouTube channel. And also we'll have SWAC football, soccer, and volleyball, Tuskegee football, a Triple C game of the week, Great American Rivalries, HBCU football, Navarre and Baker High School football down in the Florida Panhandle, Georgia Military College football, Gulf South Conference soccer, and a lot more. I got to give a big thanks to our folks from Dixie Youth Baseball from the city of Lumberton for putting on a fine show this week, and for our JockJive family out there. When it comes to Jason Thompson, currently behind the play-by-play mic over on field number 4 for the DYB Ozone World Series, the winner-take-all game between Alabama and Louisiana. Part 3 of that battle this week, and also Mike Rideout, Marty, Alex, Robert Williamson, our CEO, and to all of you out there that sent your texts, your comments, as far as watching us, and also to your boys out there, no matter what state or team that they played for this week. We appreciate your comments and your support for us out there. Always, always great to be here personally when it comes to kind of that close of the summer baseball season. When it comes to, for me, back in Sweet Home, Alabama, that I'll be heading back to as far as that 2-part trip. Eventually they'll take me back to the Yellowhammer State tomorrow to kind of lead in for me to college football and the high school football season as well. And once again, Sweet Home, Alabama. So a great week for me out here, and it was made even better by you out there watching us tonight. So for all of us here in Lumberton and on JockJive.com, James Hardy wishing you a good night from Lumberton, North Carolina, as South Carolina from Midland, South Carolina takes home the DYB AAA World Series for 2018.